My name is Zeke, and
I'm Josh.
What are you doing?
Oh, I just got here in the elevator. Oh, that just happened. That just happened. Yeah. It's good. It was funny. It was funny.
No,
it was funny. It was very funny.
It was horrible.
All right. Yeah. So he's Zeke, and I'm Josh, and you're you, and this is Elevate.
Yes.
So you know what you should do? You should. What should they do?
You should say something in the chat.
Yeah, with your thumbs if you're on your phone, or you can do whatever. Just say hi. We want to say hi back. And then they should follow us on Instagram, on the grams.
On the gram.
Yeah. How do they find us on Instagram?
They can find us at WCL_Elevate.
WCL underscore. It's not a hyphen. It's not a slash. It's not a backslash. It's not a space.
No spaces.
Underscore Elevate. And they're watching this through the magic of YouTube.
The YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
The tubes.
So if they're on the tubes,
yes.
What should they do right now? Right now.
Like, subscribe.
Thumbs up. Subscribe.
Click the little bell icon.
Ooh, there's a bell. Click that.
If you're feeling extra today, you can comment.
And you can even comment. Yep, it's true. You can even share. You can
share it with
and
your
send
friends.
it to your friends or your grandparents. Hey, if you're here for the very first time, if you've never been to Elevate before, what should they do?
They should email our staff at any of the addresses below.
All of these email addresses right here. Just send us an email. Say, hey, what's up? And we'll be like, hey, hi.
Poppin'.
What's popping?
Yep.
Weird. Let's see. Ooh, small groups.
Small groups.
They've started. Yeah. So you need to sign up today. Make sure that you sign up. Where do they need to go?
WCLElevate.com.
WCLElevate.com. No underscore, no space, no backslash, no hyphen, none of that mess.
None of that.
WCLElevate.com on the internet.
The internet.
Yeah.
Wow.
And your parents are going to need to be a part of it to sign up. So make sure that they know. And hey, while you're there, while you're online on the web page, our internet web page,
the tubes,
on the tubes, you can also sign up to be a part of our Tuesday night Bible study. Because guess what it is?
It's on a Tuesday night.
It's on Tuesday nights, and it's in person.
In person.
None of this online stuff. It's actually in person. Like, you can see real people in real life.
Masks,
though. You gotta wear a mask. It's true. Yeah. Hey, Zeke.
What?
What are you doing right now?
I'm standing in a room.
Okay, yeah, but what are you doing right now?
Oh, I'm hosting Elevate.
Hosting Elevate! Don't you wish you could do that? Don't you wish you were a part of our service team? So here's the deal. We need people. We need people. We need you.
Real people, not computers.
Not fake people.
Nope.
Real people.
Real.
This is what we need. We need people to host, like Zeke is doing right now. We need people to be in the band, right? If you play an instrument, if you do a little of the guitaring or the drumming or the violin or I don't know. But okay, so we've got worship and we've got hosting, but what else can someone who is a part of this team be a part of, Zeke?
The games.
The games. What, the games?
The games.
There are games?
There are games.
Oh, interesting. And you know what?
What?
Actually, this week, we actually had a couple of our elevators get together to play a game. Ooh. And you know what we did?
Yeah.
Yeah, we filmed it. So Zeke, do you maybe want to see some of the game? You do? Okay, all right. So hey, check this out. This is Micah, Preston, and Zeke.
Me.
Playing a game at the church this past week.
Woo.
All right, that was crazy awesome. But here's the deal. If you want to see the rest of the game, I'm actually going to upload a full episode of that game this week to our YouTube channel. So again, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell, get the notification for when we upload that. But if you want to be on the team, if you want to be either hosting our services, if you want to be a part of the band, or if you want to play games during the week for our weekend services, where do they need to go?
They need to go to our website.
Our website, WCLElevate.com. Make sure your parents know so you can sign up, and then you can sign up to be on that team. What else are we doing today? What do we got?
We're gonna hear from you.
What?
And you'll be talking about how when we stop comparing, we can better celebrate others and ourselves.
That's true. That was very well said. Are you sure you want me to teach, or you just want to do it?
I prefer you, but...
We'll see. We'll flip a coin later.
Okay.
It'll be okay. Yeah, it's fine.
I can ask Siri.
Let's see. The only other thing we have left is worship.
Yeah.
Right? So, hey, here's the deal. We're about to go into a time of worship led by Mike and a couple of students. It's really cool. So, hey, you know what? Turn the volume all the way up. If it goes to 100, turn it to 100.
Yeah, that's...
If it goes to 10, turn it up to 10. But turn up the volume. And you know what? Just let's worship together.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a grace when the heart is under fire. Another way when the walls are closing in. Now when I look at the space between where it used to be and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. There was another in the fire, standing next to me. There was another in the waters, holding back the sea. And should I ever need reminding of how I've been set free, there is a cross that bears a burden where another died for me. There is another in the fire. My dead left for dead beneath the waters. I'm no longer a slave to my sin anymore. And should I fall in the space between what remains of me and this reckoning, either way I won't bow to the things of this world. And I know I will never be alone. There is another in the fire, standing next to me. There is another in the waters, holding back the sea. And should I ever need reminding, or power set me free, there is a grave that holds nobody. Power lives in me. There is another in the fire. Oh, oh, there is another in the fire. There is another in the fire. Oh, oh, there is another in the fire. And I can see the light in the darkness as the darkness bows to him. I can hear the roar in the heavens as the space between west and I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls cave in. Nothing stands between us. Nothing stands between us. There is no other name but the name that is Jesus. He who was and still is and will be through it all. So come on, May, in the space between all the things unseen and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. And I know I standing next to me, be another in the waters, holding back the sea. And should I ever need reminding of how I've been set free, count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. And I can see the light in the darkness as the darkness bows to end. I can hear the roar in the heavens as the space between west and I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls cave in. And nothing stands between us, nothing stands between us. To be another in the fight, standing next to me, be another in the waters, holding back the sea. And should I ever need reminding of how I've been set free, I count the joy from every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy from every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be.
Hey Elevate, it's Josh, and we are now in our second week of our series called This or That. And last week we started talking about how dangerous it can be to let our lives be driven by comparison. And we said that comparison is when we hold up our this in our lives next to someone's that in their life. Right? Because when we do that, it's amazing how quickly we can start to feel like we just don't measure up. So comparing our this to their that can leave us feeling all kinds of ways. Disappointed, hopeless, frustrated, anxious, motivated, and sometimes even like we're better than others. But today, we're going to talk about one of the most powerful feelings comparison can bring out in us, and that's the feeling of jealousy. You see, jealousy is a very specific type of comparison. Jealousy is what we feel when we want what someone else has, and it happens more than we realize. Now, I know some of you are going back to in-person school for the first time in a long time this week. And for some of you, you might see that one kid walk in with their brand new pair of Air Jordan 1s and you're still rocking your pre-COVID New Balance. Or maybe you've experienced a situation where your friend is so much more fun and that everybody just wants to be around them, but you can't seem to quite muster up that same popularity. Or maybe it's when, you know, that kid in your small group, they actually have two parents living at home and you are living in a family that's separated. Or when, that other kid gets the solo, or when your sibling gets more attention, or that girl has better clothes, or that boy was named team captain, or the list can just go on and on and on, right? Now, if we really think about it, jealousy can show up, just about everywhere we turn. And while it may not seem like that big of a deal at first, jealousy actually has a lot of potential to do harm to both the way we see ourselves and the way we see others. For starters, jealousy can cause us to feel insecure. The more jealous we become of someone else, the more insecure and uncertain we feel about ourselves. And that insecurity, it can quickly lead to becoming unhappy with our stuff, unhappy with our appearance, unhappy with our friend group, unhappy with our family, unhappy with our status at school. Yet it's hard to be happy with any part of what we have or who we are when we're letting jealousy motivate the way we see it. Now, maybe we even end up angry. So we're jealous of what other people have, and we end up getting mad about it. We're mad at our parents for not letting us have what we want. We're mad at God for not giving us the life that they have. And sometimes mad at the other person for simply having what we want. Or maybe we don't experience a lot of jealousy when we compare ourselves to others because we feel pretty good about our lives. And when we look at our this compared to other people's that, honestly, we might feel better than them. We might even look down on other people because we feel like they don't measure up to us. The problem with comparison is that it is just a vicious, vicious cycle. While we may feel great about our lives right now, it never seems to ever quite be enough, does it? We just keep comparing. We keep trying to measure ourselves to others, and eventually we just keep getting jealous, and it never stops. And this is where jealousy gets really tricky, because it doesn't just impact us. It impacts our relationships with other people. When we're jealous of someone else, we sometimes start keeping our distance from them. We avoid them because we don't want to deal with the jealousy we feel when we're around them. Or we start talking about them behind their backs. Or we tear them down to make ourselves feel better. And eventually we stop being able to be happy for them at all. And see, we stop being able to celebrate the good things in their lives because it only reminds us of what's missing in our lives. And that's what jealousy does. Jealousy keeps us from celebrating the good things around us, both in our lives and in the lives of others. And look, for me, that's just not the kind of life that I want. I don't want to be unhappy simply because the this in my life doesn't compare to the that in someone else's. I don't want to be that kind of friend or that family member or teammate or member of a small group that can't be happy for someone else or even for myself. So what do? How do we keep ourselves from letting jealousy and comparison change the way we see ourselves and others? People have been dealing with this whole jealousy thing for thousands of years. And so much so that the Bible has story after story after story of people whose lives were affected by it. And one of those people is this guy named David. And his story is crazy because he went from being a shepherd boy to being a hero on the battlefield to eventually becoming king. Now, at first, the king of Israel at the time, a guy named Saul, really liked David. And after all, he liked David because he killed a giant named Goliath and saved the entire nation during a battle. So that was a really big win for Saul's army. And since everyone was excited over that victory, the people of Israel greeted King Saul with a parade to celebrate as the army returned home from battle. And that's when things started to change. See, Saul had a major issue with the way that people decided to celebrate. They actually sang a song that celebrated both King Saul and David. And their song is found in 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 7. And it's a little weird, not gonna lie. But the song goes like this. It says, Saul has struck down his thousands, and David his 10,000s. So the song's about how they both killed a lot of people. Weird flex. Okay, all right. The problem was that as king, Saul didn't want to share his fame and his popularity. So look at how he responded in the next few verses in 1 Samuel chapter 18, verses 8 and 9. It says, and Saul was very angry, and this saying displeased him. He said, they have ascribed to David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed thousands. And what more can he have but the kingdom? And Saul eyed David from that day on. Do you see what happened there? Just like that, jealousy changed the way Saul viewed David. And eventually that jealousy changed the way he treated David. Saul's jealousy got so bad that he even tried to kill David. Not once, not twice, but like multiple times. Like a lot. And why? Because he was jealous. Now originally, Saul was really happy with his own life. And he was happy with his relationship with David. That is, until he started comparing himself to David. That comparison led to jealousy, and that jealousy changed everything. It changed Saul. It changed his relationship with David. It consumed a big part of Saul's life. And ultimately, Saul spent a lot of his reign as king thinking of ways to hurt or kill David. All right, I know that escalated really quickly, but that's exactly what jealousy has the power to do. It can change the way we see what we have. It can destroy our relationships with other people. It can kill our ability to celebrate the good things that are happening in our lives and in theirs. You see, when we compare ourselves to other people, we end up not being able to celebrate others or ourselves in the process. See, check out how jealousy is explained in another part of the Bible. It's this book that's filled with wise sayings. And so in Proverbs chapter 14, verse 30, it says this: "A tranquil or peaceful heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones rot." And envy is just another way to say jealousy. And as the writer of this proverb said, it has the potential to rot or break down your bones. Now, okay, of course, it probably won't literally do that. But the writer was simply painting a picture of the way that jealousy impacts our lives from the inside out. So actually, you know what? Think about your bones for a second. They're a pretty important part of your body. Yeah, you know, they're the core of what holds you up. They're what makes you the shape of you. And the writer of this proverb was painting a pretty awful picture that envy hits at the core of who you are. Jealousy rots you to your core. It decays, it breaks you down, it eats at you. And when you compare your life to someone else's, the jealousy that you feel eats at you. It can cause the way you see yourself to just break down. And it can even rot your ability to celebrate anything good. So that's what happened to Saul, right? Jealousy rotted everything in his life. It consumed him so much that he could hardly lead the nation because of it. But David, though, he kept his heart at peace. And as the proverb tells us, that's what gives life to the body. See, while jealousy breaks down, peace builds up. So even though David was hurt by Saul's jealousy, he never went down the road of comparison with Saul himself. David kept his eyes on what was promised to him, the good in his life, and that helped him stay at peace. And the same can be true for us. When we keep our eyes focused on what we do have, we'll find more peace. When we stop focusing on what others have, we'll better be able to enjoy the good in our lives and in theirs. We can appreciate the great things happening in other people's lives as well as our own. Because look, the truth of it is this: when we stop comparing, we can better celebrate others and ourselves. So how do we avoid comparison and jealousy and choose to celebrate others and ourselves instead? I think we can do this by doing two things. First, start with you. Think about what you do have. Like, what do you have that's worth celebrating? And trust me, there is something you have that's worth a celebration. You know, maybe it's a good relationship with your parents, or a really cool older sibling, or one solid best friend. You know, maybe it's the fact that you made the team or simply had the courage to try out. Maybe it's a sunny day, or a song that you heard that you really love, or just the fact that you know that God loves you. See, big or small, just start, avoiding jealousy by celebrating the good in your own life. And then the second thing that we should do is celebrate someone else. And I don't mean just anybody else. I want you to try to find a way to celebrate the person that you're jealous of right now. I know, that's not going to be easy. But remember, celebration will help you move toward peace, and peace will build you up. This is just as much for you as it is for the other person. So congratulate them for getting the lead in the play, or compliment their new skateboard trick, or talk positively about them with your friends, even if they're not around. And if all you can do is pray for them, then that works too. Prayer is a great place to start celebrating and appreciating someone else. So this week, whatever you choose to do, take a step to celebrate the good in your life and in the lives of those around you. Because when we stop comparing, we can better celebrate others and ourselves. Now, I know it's easy to talk about this here at Elevate, but it's not always as simple in real life. So let's make it super simple. Let's wrap up today by deciding now that as you're heading to your small groups, I want you to try and think of an answer to this one easy question. What's one thing or person that I can celebrate today? Elevate, look, let's just start there and see where it goes. All right. Hey, it's been awesome hanging out with you today, and I can't wait to see you all again real soon. Have a great week. Bye.
Hey Elevate, I hope you enjoyed Josh's message today. This whole topic of comparison and jealousy, it's hard stuff. It may be making you feel some weird things, and that's totally normal and totally okay. But I really want to challenge you with what Josh said at the end. What is one way you could celebrate that person that maybe you're jealous of? I don't know what that looks like for you, but that's going to be a great thing to talk about in your small group. And maybe even ask your small group, the different people or your leader, to ask you some questions to help you navigate through that. How can you celebrate that one person that maybe it's just really, really hard to celebrate them? So I'm going to leave you with that. Talk in your small groups, talk to your parents, talk to us on staff, whatever you need to do. But I really want to challenge you with that. I hope you have a great week of school, and we'll see you here next week. Bye.